Internet, good morning. My name, well, that is Magnitude. Well, Steve, here we are with the Miami Marlins MLB the Show 18 franchise, where I do one series every week, generally on Sundays. If you guys enjoy this series and you want to, show that you enjoy it, please leave a like. And check out in the description. I got links to my Twitter, Facebook. More importantly, I have links to a webpage that has all the games that I play, their box scores, their individual player stats, all that stuff. But here we have the Miami Marlins going up against the Phillies. And the Marlins, winners of the last 3 in a row, moved to 3-3, and they split the homestand against the Red Sox and the Cubs. So we have Nola, who's going to be going up against Dan Straily, who was hit by a line drive in his last outing. So he only lasted 2 innings, looking to rebound there. We'll hear today here in Philadelphia. We'll see if he can make that happen. Here is Nola now on the mound for the Phillies, like I said, and Dan Straily trying to make his return after being sidelined for a few days with a bruised ankle or foot. I think it was a foot contusion, I believe, was the actual injury here. The Marlins starting their most of their bench today. So Johnny Giavotella, Tomas Telis, JT Riddle, Magnarius Sierra. They're all getting the start with a lot of the main starters not in the lineup today. But Cameron Maybin leading off the Marlins, and on the very first pitch of the day, will ground out for the first out. I always want to call him Corbin Maybin, and I have no idea why. It drives me nuts. But Maybin, first out for the Marlins. The next batter, that will be JT Riddle. He's the first base runner that the Marlins were able to scratch across with a single to right field. So 4 pitches in, there's an out and a base runner for the Marlins. Later in the inning, Magnarius Sierra, 2 on, 2 outs, flying to deep right center, a few feet in front of the track, and that is going to end the Marlins' threat. It's going to bring up the Phillies in the bottom of the first inning. The first batter for the Phillies, as you well know, is the young Odubel Herrera. On the third pitch of the day, going to take Dan Straily to Doubletown and lead off the game with a double. So Straily now leaving his first start after 2 innings with a contusion and now opening the game by giving up a double. He's going to have to settle down if he wants to remain in this game. He is going to do so, however, as the next batter is Nick Williams on a 1-2 pitch. He is going to pop out weakly to Tomas Telis, just in foul territory, and Straily will get out of the jam. Not really a jam, but he will get out of the inning without any damage done. The 4th inning, Magnarius Sierra, runner on third with 1 out, and he will fly another deep one to the warning track in right center. But he will hit a sacrifice fly, and he will score the Marlins' first run of the game. It's 1-0. Later in the 4th inning, Tomas Telis, 2-0. How about that? Again, another scorcher. These left-handed bats are taking Nola to the warning track and beyond. A fair amount of time in this game. It is now 2-0 Marlins on the Tomas Telis 2-run home run. Note the time, guys. Just before 3 o'clock here in the 4th inning of game number 1. It makes a difference. Time is linear. Here in the 9th inning, Johnny Giavotella, 2-out RBI double, and the Marlins now go up 3-0. Of course, going to send the runner. There are 2 outs. Take the chance. They do. Runner scores 3-0. Marlins, and now Kyle Barraclough comes in and try and net on the save, up 3-0. Oscar Hernandez puts runners on first and second with 1 out, making the tying run at the plate in Rhys Hoskins. Rhys Hoskins on a 1-2 pitch with a very loud out to the track. But he will fly out, and it'll be 3-0 with 2 outs with Carlos Santana at the dish. Carlos Santana making it 3-1 with an RBI single. And the winning run now comes to the plate for the Philadelphia Phillies. The throw was close, but not in time. It's going to bring up Miguel Franco. And he will line out, I suppose, bounce out to Riddle at shortstop. And the Marlins now win their 4th game in a row. The time is still just before 3 o'clock. What dimension are we in? I have no idea. Something's going on. Is that clock broken? It could be, but either way, guys, either way, The Marlins winning 4 in a row, moving to 4-3 with a 3-1 victory here in Philadelphia. But it's a 3-game set. And now we are on our way to game number 2. It's going to be Jerad Eickhoff versus Jarlin, the Marlin Garcia. Game 2 of the series here at the beautiful Citizens Bank Park. We have been blessed with mostly very nice baseball weather, save for that one rain delay we had down in Miami. But Jerad Eickhoff, not having the best open to the season, going to be getting the start against the Marlins, who aren't having the greatest offensive year either. 1-0. Sorry, I'm thinking of tomorrow's starter. Getting ahead of time, guys. That clock in the Marlins dugout is bugging me out. 1-0 in the season, 1.80 ERA, 6 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts in a win in his last outing. Cameron Maybin now, the first out again. This one too shallow. That's deep left field for the first out. But the first Marlins base runner, much like yesterday, comes in the second batter of the game for the Marlins. And that will be Miguel Rojas, who will walk on 4 pitches on a close one there for the Marlins' first base run of the day. So no perfecto for Eickhoff. With 2 on, 2 out, Brian Anderson gonna bounce out to Franco at third. Or is that Odubel Herrera? I get him confused. Oh, God. To end the inning. But here's Jarlin Garcia getting the start for the Marlins. 0-1, 5.40 ERA, 5 innings, 10 hits in his last start. No walks and 8 strikeouts. In his last start, the Marlins do strike out a lot of batters, but he will get Odubel Herrera to strike out on 3 pitches to open the game. What a bounce back from his last start for Jarlin Garcia. Yeah, the Marlins get a lot of strikeouts, pitching-wise, but either way. Second inning, Carlos Santana, 1 down. The first base runner for the Phillies will be that same Santana. They bloop. Single to center field here in the second inning. So it took 5 batters for the Phillies. But with 2 on and 2 out, Rhys Hoskins to the dish. 3-2 pitch, strike 3, a changeup, and Hoskins not liking that one. His last 2 at-bats have been strikeouts with 2 men on. We go to the 7th, though. Lewis Brinson going to lead off the inning with a triple. It's been a pitching duel this far between Eickhoff and Jarlin Garcia. But he will lead off the inning with a triple. He is hustling, and he is making it happen. Brian Anderson now. Brian Anderson. 2-1 pitch. Man on third. Eickhoff still in the game. RBI bouncer right up the middle, and Lewis Brinson will score the go-ahead run, which makes it 1-0 here in the 7th. It has been a pitcher's duel. It'll be Kyle Bearclaw again coming in for the save. Rhys Hoskins again striking out in a big spot for the first out. Carlos Santana up next. 1-2 pitch. Bearclaw getting him swinging as well. And now Cameron Rupp, the final hope for the Phillies, winning run. Strike 3. Kyle Bearclaw getting the one thing save. The time! It's still just before 3! It's now game 2. The Marlins clock. It could just be the Marlins clock, though. Either that or we're living in some weird alternate dimension. But either way, the Phillies fall to the Marlins 1-0, and the Marlins have now won 5. Count them. 5 games in a row on a pitcher's duel. Who would have thought Jarlin Garcia versus Jerad Eickhoff would have been a pitching duel of the week? But it was. And the Marlins walk away with a 1-0 win. Marlins now winners of 5 in a row after losing the first 3. Not doing it with much offense. They scored 10 runs once. It's been 3 runs, 4 runs, 1 run. But it will be Jose Urena making his second start of the season, going up against Vince Velasquez. That's the man. That is not good numbers if you just saw those. Those are not good numbers if you just saw those. English, my first language. Vince Velasquez. Not having the best start. 0-1. 19.64 ERA, 3.2 innings, 10 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts for Mr. Velasquez. Going to try to avoid the sweep. The Marlins trying to win their 6th, count them, 6th game in a row. Magnaria Sierra getting the start here in the final game of the series on the very first pitch of the day. That is no doubt about it, Magnarius Sierra. First pitch, leadoff home run. Marlins with a quick 1-0 lead. Wow, Marlins getting on board early. Trying to get this sweep and get out of Philadelphia and move on to the New York Mets, who they play next Again, the same time. Is the clock broken? I hope so. Jose Urena, 0-0, ERA 6.00, 6 innings pitched in his last outing, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Just like yesterday, Odubel Herrera going on swinging to lead off the game on 3 pitches. Jarlin Garcia, Jose Urena, striking out Odubel Herrera. Put that on the resume. They're both very proficient in it. They get their proficiency bonus added to striking out. It's a nerd thing. And there's the first hit. Cesar Hernandez. A double with 2. That just gets right by. God, Magneuris Sierra in left field. It just gets right by him, but a double. So the first base runner with 2 outs. The second inning. How about JT Riddle? How about... Boom! There it is. Solo home run. 2-0. I'm trying to wave that ball fair, doing his best Bucky Dent impression. 2-0 on the solo home run. And Velasquez's... That is a mouthful. Velasquez's struggles continue. The bottom of the 4th. 0-2 count. Carlos Santana got a double. Gonna put a runner right by... Man, that outfield is having some difficulties. But they have not yet a lot of run in the last 12 innings. So... But it will be 2 outs to put a runner in scoring position. Enter Maikel Franco. And exit Maikel Franco, striking him out. Jose Urena rolling as the Marlins take a 2-0 lead after 4 innings. Cameron Maybin now coming up here in the 5th. That is Cameron Maybin. 2 outs, his first RBI of the year. It's tough when you lead off in the National League because the pitcher hits right before you. 3-0 Marlins. Now, Lewis Brinson has a little bit of a streak going. It's 1 day in a row. 1 game in a row hitting a triple. But he's going to move that streak to 2. 2 straight games for Lewis Brinson, the multi-dimensional, as you'll hear him say every time. Lewis Brinson going to stretch that into a third base leadoff triple. Starlin Castro now coming up in the 6th inning. And Starlin Castro is going to RBI ground out. Lewis Brinson's too quick. Had to move to either Franco or Herrera. Again, I don't know. I forget all the time. Moving a couple steps over to his left, and that allowed Brinson to score. Now we go to the 9th inning. Last hope for the Phillies. Maikel Franco, 2 outs. Nick Whitgren in the game, and Franco going to ground out to end the game. The Marlins have won 4-0. The time is still... Looks like 2:57 maybe on the clock. You know what? I want to explore this just a little bit before we go into the recap of the stats. First, of course, the Marlins, they have won 6 games in a row. Great for them. 6-3. Now they get the Mets after they swept the Phillies and they swept the Red Sox in 2 games. Their pitching has been phenomenal. Their offense, not so much. Only scored 8 runs in the series. But we'll get to that in just a memento. Hold on, here it is again. Here it is. Coming up. Phillies clock. There it is. 2:57. Same thing. 2:57. Are all the clocks in Philadelphia broken? Are they all showing 2:57 for some reason? Or are we living in some alternate weird dimension? Here it is, guys. Look, the 2nd inning. There it is. Look at the clock in the background. There it is. 2:57. That is in the 2nd inning. Or that's in the 1st inning, right? I can't number it. The 2nd inning. The 2nd inning, the same thing. 2:57. There it is. And now we go to the end of the game. Same end of the game. Slow motion. Phillies dugout. Right there. 2:57. I think American Horror Story needs to do a season based on the Philadelphia Phillies dugouts. But let's get into the stats recap now. The Phillies obviously own 3. The Marlins obviously 3. The Phillies only scoring 1 measly run. So the Marlins pitching has been... I'm doing that thing the stereotypical thing that, Italian chefs do with they just with their finger. Anyway, the Marlins had 8 runs in the series. They had 25 hits. The Phillies 23 hits. The Marlins hitting 236. While the Phillies hitting 235. The Marlins hit 3 home runs. They had a team ERA of .33. Oh, that's the sound of my pants getting tighter. That is just amazing pitching by the Marlins. The Phillies, though, nothing to sneeze at. Team ERA of 2.67. Any team would kill for that. They only had 2 strikeouts as pitchers. 2. The Marlins batters do not strike out. And that is breaking the 4th wall, a testament to patience at the plate. It's working a lot, but I might have tweaked it just a little more to make it a little more realistic. We'll get that as time goes on. As the Marlins struck out 25 batters, that's over 8 a game. Their largest win was 4 runs, and on the season they are 3-0 versus the Marlins, and the Phillies obviously are 0-3 against the Marlins. Marlins are 3-0 against the Phillies. I don't know. I think I got that right. Anyway, point is, we get the Mets up next for a 3-game series. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys tomorrow with something, I'm sure. Good night, everybody.